Hey, what's going on guys? Mark back in the coral room on Mark's Aquatics. On this little episode we're going to be testing out Maxspect's coral glue gun. It looks an amazing little bit of kit. Now I've been used to using super glues and different other branded glues for many years, coral fragging, and this has been on the market now for some time, but Maxspect have sent me one of these to see what it's like, and I'm itching to get into it. They've also sent me some of the bio plugs here as well, the nanotech bio plugs, which are like lots and lots of tiny little balls which are compressed together to make a super porous frag plug, which is going to get a nice little water flow through it. It's going to encourage the growth as well, but we'll get into a little bit more of that as we go along. I busted out the old Griffin bandsaw as well, which is run by salt water, so we're going to get some super clean cuts, not like you see when you're snapping them off and people use the fragging pliers and different things like that. These are a nice little bit of kit if you're into your corals and stuff like I am. And I bought this some time ago and it has been an absolute godsend. It really has. Stainless steel blade, super fine. You can cut a bottle straight down lengthways through it, and I'm not sure about where they come from. I ordered this one from America, and so it's a little plug for them as well. They haven't paid me or anything or sponsored me with this at all. Maxspect have sponsored me with the glue gun and the plugs, and so I think without further ado I'm going to pick a nice coral out of one of my tanks. We're going to put it in the sink. I'll set you up on a different angle and we'll frag a nice little Acropora. Okay, stay tuned. I thought we'd just go a little bit first through these frag plugs. Now you can see that they're made up of thousands upon thousands of little tiny balls which they compress together. Obviously it's a secret recipe of theirs, but when you can literally put that little bit in your mouth and blow, and you can get the air flow goes right the way through that very easily, and obviously that means that the water flow is going to go through that easy as well, and it's also going to colonate a lot of bacteria, beneficial bacteria in your for your colony as well, just like you do in your live rock. And they got a nice little pattern on there which is also going to help that glue and everything stick those little coral plugs down. So that's a very nice little addition there. I've used other things in the past. I used to make my own plugs, but I really like the idea of these tiny little porous plugs that they've been making. Now that's the guys that I'm using there. And this, before I unpack it, no, yeah, I've never used this before. It's brand spanking new, still in the box, but that's what I'm using there. I'm sorry about the lighting, but it's my marine lighting in here, so it may look a little bit blue to you guys wherever you're from. Comes with a nice two nice little nibs down the bottom here, and also it's got the glue as well. The refills are bigger still. I've sent me a couple of refills as well. I'll just grab one of those guys and show you. I think these are the 50 gram tubes, and they're even bigger still, and I think that's a 25 gram tube that it comes with in the gun. So let's get this thing unpacked and I'll show you how to put it together. Well, this couldn't be any simpler, guys. There's your gun there, made out of nice, looks like ABS, really tough plastic, and all you do is you lift that little lid up there like that. You got a little trigger on the back there. You basically push that up like so, and then you insert this black push rod in a little bit of the way, grab it, pull it all the way back, okay, like so. Then you can put that to one side. Now they also, when they send these, they send them shrink wrapped in some polythene there, so you've just got to snip that out of there so that it keeps it nice and fresh. Crash and bang with the old scissors, and then we can take that out. Now some of the older ones I noticed had like a blue cap on the end, but these haven't got that because they've been pressed into and obviously sucked into the what's the word for it, shrink wrapped in there. So all you do is you basically just slot that into there. Once you push that right back, Mark, that's the way. That goes in there, lid goes down, unscrew the end, yep, take off the end, unscrew that like so, then you get your little needle, which is, and you put that in there, give that sort of like a half turn, and that's locked in place. And then you just squeeze away onto your frag plugs like so, which I will get a nice coral out now, set up, and we can cut one and we can mount one of these little frags up. Okay, Right, okay guys, I've got a lovely Acropora there. A lovely piece of branch which I've taken off. And we're going to frag this one up and make as many little frags as we can out of this piece. I know a lot of you are saying probably, Dad, don't cut it up, it's lovely as it is, but we want to make more, get more little colonies on the go. Sometimes when a colony gets too big in the tank, the flow doesn't go through it right. You can get some what's called tissue necrosis, where it can die back and you'll see just the flesh will just be coming off of it in the water, and it'll deteriorate very, very quickly. So by doing this, you're thinning out. It's basically just like pruning a tree. You prune it back and you encourage new growth. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut some various pieces off and make some nice little frags. Get a nice little jug of water ready to put them in when it's done, just to keep it all nice and healthy. Okay, now then, with this saw underneath the in the well there, it actually takes the seawater from your tank, so you're not cutting through with fresh water, and you can keep everything very, very nice. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to mute this, obviously, because the saw is quite loud, and you can just watch me buzz a few bits off. Okay. Right, we got all the frag plugs done. Hope you enjoy that little bit of footage there. Now what we do is we just get the old coral gun there and we squeeze out a little mushroom of the gel, like so. And we get our piece of coral. Now what I tend to do is get it on a piece of tissue and I just touch it on the base, right on the base, just to take that moisture away before we set it onto the plug. Okay, try and cut your plugs as level as you can. That's the beauty of having a saw, that you can cut them so they stand up, and then you just stick your little plug straight down on top of it like that, and there you have a beautiful little Acropora frag ready to go into your system. And I'm just going to pop this one straight back into the water. And carry on doing the other 14 or 15 that I've got. Okay, so I'll get back to you when I've done them all, and I'll show you them in the tank. In the frag tank, that is. Well, there you go, guys. There's a good couple of hours fragging and gluing there. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Maxspect for supplying me with the coral gun and the plugs as well. Done a fantastic job, and I shan't be using super glue again, that's for sure. So easy to do, so clean to use, and as you can see, beautiful plugs all ready to go. I've done some other ones as well. I've got some bigger colonies here as well. Beautiful, stunning blue acro. Had a nice strawberry tip one there as well. But we've got some lovely bits, and now they're just going to heal and grow nicely. I'm going to have to get a nice little filter for this camera, because it doesn't really, some of the blue tips, well, they're blue with that lovely neon green tip on the back there. Some of those Acroporas there are absolutely amazing corals, they really are. But there you go. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Any questions, drop it in the old comment section below, and as always, you're all stars. Love you loads, take care, and I'll see you on the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.